If you're running Facebook ads and your cost per lead has gone up or your appointment volume has dropped overnight, the new Facebook Andromeda update is likely the reason why. But here's the good news. If you understand how this update really works, you can actually get better leads for less money. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. So just as a quick recap, if you don't already know by now, Meta's new Andromeda update was released a few months ago, and the update is designed to scan through millions of ads in milliseconds to match the right ad to the right person at exactly the right time. That means the old way of running ads, where you would just duplicate different ad sets, maybe you change the audiences on those ad sets, and you just kept refreshing the creative by changing a few colors, or maybe you wear a different outfit, or you change the background or something like that, is no longer as effective as it used to be. And here's where things get really interesting, because this is what I've noticed inside of my own Facebook account when I first started to see the effects of the Andromeda update in action. So a few months ago in July, we spent $15,000 in ads, and as you can see from the screenshot here, we generated $51,000 in tracked revenue through Stripe. Now I say tracked because it doesn't include payments that were made via bank transfer or clients that came through other channels. This is just directly tracked from Facebook ads that then paid through Stripe. But then in August, something strange happened. As you can see here, our cost per appointment went down, which sounds great, right? So we were getting more appointments, but as you can see, our total revenue dropped. So we made less sales, and also we made less money for every new client that we brought on. So the ads were still profitable, as you can see here, but it wasn't as profitable as they used to be. So that's when I realized something big had changed. The ads were working on paper, but the money wasn't flowing in like it was before. So like you're probably doing right now, I started digging, I started studying everything I could about the Andromeda update. I watched every single YouTube video I could find on the topic, and I listened to what other advertisers were seeing in terms of what was working well and what was not working well for them. Now, I will say there is a lot of information specifically on this update and how it applies to e-commerce businesses. There wasn't a ton of information on how it applies specifically for service-based businesses. So when you're looking at different videos on YouTube, just keep in mind it can sometimes depend on what industry you're in. So I'm just talking about running ads specifically for a service-based business. So a business that needs to get leads and appointments to get more clients. If you run some sort of e-commerce business, then it's a completely different game. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm not an expert in that. So if that's what you do, I would probably recommend watching another video. This video probably isn't going to be the right one for you. But after studying all this information and then starting to do some tests of my own, if we fast forward to now, here is a screenshot of how much we've spent on Facebook ads for this month so far in October and the total revenue that we've made, again, tracked revenue from Facebook ads through Stripe. So we've actually spent less on ads so far, and our cost per lead and cost per appointment are both higher, but the revenue, which is really the only metric that truly matters, is actually up. And the ROI, or the return on investment, is higher too. So we're not even at the end of the month yet. And again, this doesn't include clients who paid by bank transfer or new clients who will convert over the next few months as they continue to get our follow-up nurturing emails. But already you can see that there's been a big difference in the results. So the big question is, what changed? Well, here are the two things I believe had the biggest impact on the results so far. Change number one was to stop focusing on leads and start focusing on clients. So with my old ads, the goal was simple: get as many leads and qualified appointments as possible for the lowest cost possible. Back then, it was a bit of a numbers game. The more appointments you booked, the more clients that you could get. But as you know, Andromeda changed all that. Meta's system is now designed to match ads not just to get leads, but to potential buyers, which means people who are most likely to actually become clients. So before, if, for example, two people saw your ad and one was ready to buy and the other was maybe just researching, they'd both see the same ad. But now Meta shows them different ads based on where they are in the buyer journey. So someone early on in the process might see a short educational ad, but someone ready to buy right now might see your testimonial ad or a comparison ad about why your service is different and potentially better than other services that are out there. So this actually makes running Meta ads so much more powerful if you know how to leverage the new algorithm to your advantage. And it also makes being in control of your own marketing system more important than ever before, because here's the problem. If you're buying leads or relying on a third-party lead vendor to run ads for you or to sell you leads. The ads they're running are only optimized to get leads, not clients. So Meta's algorithm is trained to find people who are likely to fill out a form, but not necessarily people who actually book a call or become a client. So that means when you're not in control of your own marketing system, you miss out on the biggest advantage of this new update: Meta's ability to find people who are ready to buy right now. So that's why it's so important to own your own marketing system. When you control the ads, the funnel, and the follow-up, you control the data that Meta sees. And when you send Meta better data, Meta sends you better clients. And that's exactly what we help our clients do every single day. We build what I call automated appointment machines, marketing systems that help you attract, book, and convert your ideal clients automatically. And if you'd like us to show you how to do it or to do it all for you, just click the link in the description of this video to watch my free masterclass training, which goes through how it all works step by step. So once you have ads that appeal to people at all stages of the buyer journey, you'll notice something interesting happens when you run ads. For example, here's a screenshot of 3 of my video ads from the last 30 days. Notice that one of the ads, the middle one, is a 4-minute video of me talking about why someone might consider working with us to help them with lead generation versus other alternative options. And even though it only generated 1 appointment, Facebook is still actively showing this ad to thousands of people. So the question is, why? It's because Facebook is not just trying to get appointments, it's trying to get sales. So in the past, what myself and other advertisers would do is look at the stats like this and think, oh, this video ad only generated 1 appointment and the cost per appointment is really high, let's turn it off. But now this would be a huge mistake. If Facebook is actively showing the ad to people, it means people are watching it. If people are watching a 4-minute video about why they should work with you, then obviously these people are interested in being one of your clients. So you should let Meta show the ad to people. If that ad is no longer interesting or relevant to people, Meta will automatically stop showing it to people. So all you've got to do is just feed data to the machine being Meta, just feed it data. And by data, I mean feed it ads that it could potentially use. If the ad is good and it can be used somewhere in the buyer journey, Meta will use it. And if it's not good and it can't be used in the buyer journey, Meta will stop using it. And it does all this automatically without you even having to lift a finger. So it's no longer about creating ads that only get leads. It's about creating ads that get clients. And this explains why on paper, even though my cost per lead and cost per appointment for this month so far is higher than it was in previous months, the revenue is also higher. And it's all because Facebook is spending money not only to get leads and appointments, but to get actual clients. This is also why I think so many people have been saying that their cost per lead and cost per appointment is now much higher than what it used to be. And I think it's because of this reason. Facebook isn't just focusing on leads and appointments. It wants to get you clients. That is the ultimate goal of running Meta ads, because at the end of the day, if you get leads and appointments, but none of them convert into clients, you're going to stop running ads. And that's not what Meta wants you to do. They want you to keep paying them for ads every single day, every week, and every month. So it's in their best interest to get you the best possible results. So in your business, if paying more for an appointment means you actually get more clients and generate more revenue, then that, in my opinion, is actually a good thing. I'd rather get less leads, but more clients any day. So in your business, ask yourself, what ads would someone need to see at each point of the buyer journey from awareness, consideration to decision? And those are the ads that you need to be creating. And speaking of ads, this brings me on to change number 2, which is to educate rather than sell. So even though selling is incredibly important when running ads, the reality is we live in a world right now where people have never been more skeptical than they are today compared to any other time in history. And like I explained earlier, the vast majority of people will not be at the end of the buyer journey. So one of the ways you can move people from the awareness and the consideration phase, and not only that, one of the ways that you can also help people from all 3 stages of the buyer journey to convert is by creating educational content. And speaking of educational content, it's actually funny because I was watching a video yesterday by Frank Kern, who, if you don't know who he is, he's been in the marketing space for a very, very long time now. I've actually been watching his content since I was a teenager, so well over 15 years now. And by coincidence, one of his latest videos came up on my YouTube recommendation page. And guess what he was saying? He says that he's been repurposing his educational videos from YouTube into Facebook and Instagram ads just to see what would happen. So instead of running ads that focus on selling, he's been running ads that educate. And he said that these educational ads that he's been running over the last few months have been converting better than the ads that he used to run when he was just focused on selling stuff. And I thought it was funny because this is exactly, by coincidence, what I've been doing as well over the last month. I've been repurposing my YouTube videos into ads on Facebook and Instagram because I realized that the YouTube videos I record do such a good job of building up trust with potential clients and actually generating revenue with clients, then why not just use those same videos on Facebook and Instagram as well? So that was my line of reasoning, and that's exactly what I did. And here's a quick example of one of the YouTube videos that I repurposed into Facebook ads. It was just a short video that goes through some of the different ways that you can generate leads and the pros and cons of each method. And as a result of this educational content that I've been repurposing from YouTube into Facebook and Instagram ads, I've noticed that the quality of the calls from Meta ads for this month have been getting better as well. The show up rate is also now higher. And more importantly, as you saw, the revenue generated from Meta ads was much better too. So this is exactly why I encourage all my clients and everyone, even you watching this video right now, to create YouTube videos or to create educational content. Because not only can these YouTube videos be used to help you get better results with your ads, but as a bonus, even if you don't run any ads, they help you generate leads and appointments for free with the best kinds of leads. The leads that already know what you do, they like what you have to say, and they trust you. In fact, when I look at the data for my clients, all of the clients that get above average results are the ones that are doing YouTube and ads, not just ads on their own. But the problem is recording YouTube videos can take a very long time. I know how frustrating it can be to create YouTube videos. It can be a hassle to set up your home office and then just start recording content. But what if you didn't need to? What if there was a way to literally clone yourself using AI so that you could create videos for YouTube, Meta ads, and more with a digital AI clone of yourself? Well, this is exactly what I've started to do for some of my videos. In fact, the video that you're watching right now is my digital AI clone. Maybe you could tell, maybe you couldn't, I don't know. But what I do know is that having a digital AI clone to record videos for me has saved me a ton of time. And if you'd like to know how I do this, watch this video next as I break it all down step by step. Now, just as a disclaimer, this technology has improved a lot since I recorded this video. So whatever you see in this video, just keep in mind that now the quality is even better. And as time goes on, it's just going to keep getting better and better. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.